every day, Jesus. I just let him lead the way every second, every minute, every hour of the day. I'm moving with Jesus every day. 24/7 with Jesus every day. 24/7.
Great is the Lord and greatly to be praised. You know, I'm always amazed of to how God shows up. And if you ask me, sometimes shows off his awesome power, just as a reminder that he is in the midst of us, to demonstrate that you cannot go anywhere without bumping into God. Well, the person to attest to this reality is a person that I have grown to love already, is Nicholas Williams, and he is ably supported by first aid instructor Elizabeth Connell. We'll tell you how she gets into the picture in just a little bit, but let's get to you, Nicholas. Maybe to give some context to our discussion, tell us a little bit about yourself, about your life growing up in church and stuff like that.
Well, my life was all about going to church with my grandmother. She was always tooting around. I used to say, Georgie Little Bundles. Yeah, my brothers and cousins, she was kind of the career Pentecostal church. That was any time Pastor Duncan and Bob, then Charles.
All right. So you enjoyed church growing up, or you just went because you were sent?
I was going because Granny kind of I had Popeye.
Popeye?
Yeah, well, that time was, my version of Popeye.
Right. So that those...
Archie and Abbott and Costello, Sunday morning movies.
Right.
Yeah.
So you would have preferred to stay home to watch those things?
Yeah, man. But not Granny. Granny, and she was the type to let us stay home. You have to go to church. Train up a child in the way he should grow, and he will come back to it.
Thank God for grannies, eh?
Yeah.
But you weren't thanking God that time. You were upset.
I want to see Abbott and Costello, man.
All right. Yeah. So now that you have become a grown man, so to speak. Where were you and God at the time? I mean, at this time.
At it.
You're at it?
Yeah, man.
At each other?
Yeah.
What about God that you had questions about?
Why the world it is the way it is, why a mother could make a child, and why we had to fight all this war, why we had to be so bitter with each other.
Who, you and your mother?
No, people on the world.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just meet you, judge you.
Right.
You say it's about God, and when you go to church, you're not feeling like you're in the house of God, you know what I mean? And then you're working on the workplace, you're doing things you ain't like, but at the end of the day, you have to support your family.
So is it that you concluded that there was no God, or you thought that the God that you served was unfair?
I wanted to see the real God.
You want to see the real God?
Yeah.
You always had that desire?
Yeah.
Did you get into contact with that real God?
Personally.
Yes. And I suppose it came through the experience that you want to share with us. Yeah. Tell us about how things happened that morning, that day in particular.
Well, it was like any other day. It's not like things like that never happen. But
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
A Saturday.
Saturday, okay.
I was like, to me, it was like every other Saturday. I had to go through this again. You know what I mean? And then I was like questioning my life, how things was going.
So you were at it again with God?
Yeah, man. You understand? Right? You know, people take one look at you and they assume you're happy, or they assume things going good with you. But that day, I was just like fed up pain. You're feeling like you're paying for something that out of your control. You understand? You're just feeling like other people are wrong. Yes, you could have 100 women, you could have 100 friends. But each time you just feel alone, confused, used, abused, You're working in a job, and no matter what you do, it seems like it's never enough. It was about everybody only studying money.
That's as far as you saw it? Okay. How did God resolve that for you, or what happened through the course of the day?
Well, place was slow for a Saturday.
Okay. What job do you do, by the way?
A delivery rider for Pizza at Windsor. And that day I did I think it was 2 or 3. My last order is but the others was piecing out because how much are we? And what got me upset was like drivers was quarreling for a park, which part of park, man. And I said, but we's big, man, getting on like little children. We's big people getting on like little children. And I just feel to myself, we could be better people outside here. You understand? And I was just having a day where I was just feeling empty. You know what I mean? And I just ups and say, well, I was looking to go. That was around 6, 5:45, so, and they asked me to go on this order. But everybody else tried calling the customer and wasn't getting on to the customer. But while I make 2 attempts, on the 3rd attempt, the customer called back and gave me direction. So I was about to leave the order. But all the time I was riding the bike, and I wasn't feeling the way I was feeling. I was feeling light. In this last run, I was feeling light. I wasn't feeling to ride whole day, but this time I was feeling light.
When you say light, it didn't smoke anything, it didn't drink
No,
anything, you just felt like...
I just felt different somehow.
All
right? But I challenge God, I said, because I had to pay for everything. Like, I feel like I'm paying for something, like, right through, so, And then once I started to feel light, and I'm going on the bike, I reach by Maxwell, make a right on Tunpuna Road. I reach the lights, and I'm driving normal people into the light. I go in north to south, and this car coming south to north. But as we crossing the light now, this car just decided to go right and hit the front of my bike. And when the front hit my bike, I feel something warm, like a next human body embracing me. And something warm, it just hard to explain the feeling, but some warm going through me. I end up on the front bonnet of the car, going up to the glass and watching the driver cursing out and carrying on and just mashing the gas. Then I went up on the glass and watch my size. I supposed to go through that glass. But I just glide down and like something was carrying me and rest me on the ground. And just right where I rest on the ground, this warm feeling here, and I hear the car go bang. But the car never make contact with me. Now from where I lie down, you can see the 2 wheels on the right side of the car. And the car,
So let me see if I get it straight. The car was heading toward you.
Yeah.
You were already on the ground.
Right.
So
in the direction to say east.
Right.
Going into a side street with the light, the forest.
Okay. All right. So you were sure the car was supposed to hit you.
Yeah.
Coming towards you. You were on the ground, helpless on the ground.
Right.
You couldn't move.
No.
And the car came straight up to you.
Yeah.
And it just suddenly stopped.
Hitting something.
And that something was not you.
It was not me, but something warm behind me.
Right.
So I watching it now, and I done claustrophobic already. I start to panic, I get worried because car running by my head. And then I hear something, a loud voice shout out, "Stop, you will kill him." Like, stop, And the man come out now and he watching. But all that time he was mashing the gas, he, if it's panic or what, but the man was just mashing the gas. And head of the fire department and the next person was in the area. They come and they started direct traffic. The place started to get dark.
Right.
And this Indian lady, in Indian way, a spot in the middle, she fought like a ticker with light. It was like, a glitter dust of light. Yeah. Right. And she started to pray, but the words wasn't like one person praying. It was like if you're in a church area and you're hearing real people praying, and then after that, a little while after, and I look up, here comes Liz.
Liz. Let's bring you into this, Liz. Where did you come from, Liz? Where were you doing? Were you in the car? Were you part of the experience of heading towards this guy on the ground? Where did you come from, Liz? Tell us.
Hope not. Good morning, everybody.
Hi.
Okay, I am a first aid instructor. I've been a first aid instructor for better part of 17 years.
Right.
And I taught a class that day. And one of the girls in the class needed a lifter reamer.
Right.
So I am saying that God orchestrated all of this because had she not been in the car to get a lifter reamer, I would have swung in and gone home.
Right.
right, which is where just a few meters up the road where the accident took place. So in dropping her to Arima, we noticed the accident, but there wasn't any body on the ground, literally. We saw the bike and we saw the car. So she said, Miss Liz, you're stopping? Because she's anxious now to see how first aid unfolds.
Right.
So I said, of course I'm stopping when I drop you out. So she was like, oh gosh, but I mean, it was getting dark and she needed to get home. So instead of coming back down that way, I made the rounds and I came down the side street where I saw Nicholas 2 inches away from under the bonnet on the ground in the middle of the road.
What was your first reaction when you saw that?
I get very calm in accidents.
Okay.
Extremely, based on my training, I guess.
Right.
And knowing that God is in control all the time.
Always.
So I just came out of the car, I parked on the left, indicated and parked, and I came out and I said, good evening, I am a first aider. And then everybody just scattered.
Wow. You announced your presence.
Yes. So when I said that, that's what you're supposed to do, because I noticed people were just milling around and nobody was actually seeing about him.
Right.
And then I heard that 2 of the guys were fire officers and 2 of they were civilians, just kind of protecting him. So I was able to do a head-to-toe check, and I realized that coming closer to his knees, I couldn't touch the lower part of his legs.
Right.
And that indicated injury. So I didn't bother to go any further. I just kept talking to him to keep him from going into shock.
Right.
Because I'm asking him, I asked him his name, he said that he was Nicholas. So I started to address him by his name, Nicholas, tell me what happened. And he described exactly what he described there.
Okay.
And from a medical point of view, anybody flying off of a bonnet and landing on your spine, injuries are expected. So the fact that he was talking to me was a real miracle in itself. And he was very cognizant of everything going on around him.
Right.
So he said to me, I'm claustrophobic. So I told him, I say, okay, just relax. Just relax. I'm here. Took his hand. I asked him, I said, do you believe in prayer? Because I am not ashamed of God nowhere.
Come on now.
Do you believe in prayer? He said, yes. I said, well, you pray and I'll pray for you. And we had a moment of about 5 minutes of prayer and then I stayed in prayer, and another guy came who was he's a paramedic from Eastern Divers, highly trained.
Right.
And we were contemplating whether we should take him away from the road, put in a board on them. We called for a board, but none came. So I said, okay, God, this is you saying, leave it alone.
Right.
So we kept him there, we kept him comfortable, and then a little while after, police and ambulance showed up.
Right. Okay.
And that's when Nicholas started
you
that.
do have a countenance that would put anybody to relax, I
Aw.
must say.
I take that as a compliment.
For now, at least. But I mean, you would have indicated that God orchestrated things. Are you more convinced of that now?
Extremely.
Right.
Based on what I heard, what I saw, and what is happening now, I definitely know God orchestrated this entire thing for Nicholas to understand who God is, because he was challenging God from what he told me.
That's what he said.
Yes. So,
I know
so
God answered the challenge. He took up the challenge. Yeah.
2 gangsters now, brother.
That's right. That's right. And from where you sit, or where you stand, the case might be, Nicholas sitting here is a miracle.
It is.
You believe that?
Yes, definitely. Because you would like I shared all along, you will hear testimonies like this coming out from Africa and America and Europe.
Right.
But for it to happen on Tumpuna Road in Arima in Trinidad,
We'll see.
that is what, and I think it's not only for him, for me.
Right.
Because God has been proving himself over and over, especially in the last 2 years of my life.
Right.
Where I am the great I am. Just depend on me. And so this is now boosting my faith that God has us. He has us.
I shouldn't be alive. That's the testimony that Nicholas Williams gives today. We haven't even gotten to the point of the story that demonstrates how awesome God is. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
There may be an increased risk of motor vehicle accidents, as the use of marijuana can impair motor skills and the reaction time required for safe driving. Therefore, there would need to be an education campaign on the risk of driving after marijuana use, especially among the groups at high risk, such as young adults.
Get on the right track and save a life. It could very well be your own.
I shouldn't be alive. I'm here with Nicholas Williams, who was involved in a very critical, perhaps even a fatal accident, but God has showed him favor and has kept him alive. Nicholas, you are on the ground now. Cars are passing up and down at your foot, at your head, and stuff. What's going through your mind?
I'm claustrophobic. I want nobody run over my head.
Obviously, I would think not. All right. What did you do in that claustrophobic condition?
No, well, after I see this, Liz, when Liz come,
Yeah.
I explain to Liz, I'm claustrophobic now. But something keep on telling me, don't move. And then Liz come now repeating it the same way that I hear it in my head.
Right.
And she stand up by my foot there and she over my arm. She takes her hand and she stretched down. And then when she started prayer with my right?
What do you think about Liz at that time? What went through your mind as to who this person is? What did you think about Liz? What was your perspective of Liz at the time? Did you see her as a first aid instructor or just a person?
No.
What did you see her as?
I was thinking she was somebody sent to help me because at the end of the day, where I was, the guys and I was really studying the traffic and
Okay,
thing.
all right.
And I know studying to get out of the road.
Right.
And everybody else telling me, well, don't move. But Liz come now and she had that way she was talking. I started to get calm.
See what I told you?
And
Right.
I started to get calm.
Right.
Especially up to the point, well, I lose it a little bit when they was going to put me on the stretcher.
Right.
Yeah, because the whole idea at the time,
Yes,
I don't
time
know.
you don't, right.
Right. So they eventually get me in the ambulance and take me to Arima Hospital.
What happened there?
And when I reach in Arima Hospital, that is where things get well weird for me, because after the Indian woman, before this, I come now and I was on the stretcher and I had a co-worker they called Shakel. Well, thank God for she and all, because all I can say is thanks to she, because she was standing up there. Only in the ambulance she was there with me.
Okay.
And when I reached there, this Nigerian man just appeared over my head.
Hmm.
And he holding my head, and I bawling, oh God, oh God, oh God. He said, well, I hear. And I turned around and he said, worry, I have your back. I have your back. So I'm gangster again now. Right? And then he went down to my foot. Then he come back to my head. Right? Now I watching him, man looking like a Nigerian, and white glasses and this Nigerian jersey. There,
Right.
And then he started to talk to man, started to feel calm. And he had these two white, like, look like needles, but I didn't see him give me a shot or anything. And after I seen the Nigerian man, I asked them if they seen any Nigerian man. With the Nigerian man, I tell them thanks because I'm feeling good. I started to feel real good. I started to feel different. Right? But the kind for the thing, and what they had tell me was going on with me then, before this Nigerian man appeared, was that I have two broken foot, a hairline fracture in my hip, and it had fluids in my kidney.
Okay.
Right? And I was, they just tried to put catheters, different tubes in my private, and nothing wasn't working. So it started bounce to ask me my age. I tell them 39. And then they say, like, you're bouncing on a prostate or something. So they say, well, we had to rush you to Mount Hope Hospital for a CTC scan and operation because you wouldn't be able to walk for a couple of weeks well. Well, boy, you start to get more thing than now. Then they put me in this ambulance now. It just started to get different now. Because when I reach in the ambulance now, I going down from Arima, telling you, and we going down to Mount Hope. I started to feel somebody interfere with my foot. So I want to know, well, what's going on here? They don't strap me down, they don't interfere with my foot. They want to put me back in pain again. So I started to get bad.
Right.
So Nick now, the attendant in the ambulance now, he tell me, calm, I know you're claustrophobic and they calm yourself. I say, but no, somebody interfere with my foot. And at the same time now, I just feel like some pull on my foot and my 2 foot just started crack out. Like, like you're cracking.
Right.
Some just going through my body then, like a charge. Can't describe the feeling. And when I reach in Mount Hope, the last thing I hear the doctor saying was going, I give me some for the pain. Then they sent me a few hours, a little after, before you call and I. Yeah.
Where were you at the time, by the way, Liz?
I was at home.
So you left him in Arima.
Yeah, well, I had
Okay,
to.
right.
That's what we do.
Of course.
We prepare you. Once the
Right.
ambulance come, they
Right.
take you and they contact your family and stuff like that.
Right.
But I went home in prayer,
Right.
and for the very first time in all of my years of training, I took out the number from the casualty. I never did that before.
What inspired you to do that?
God. I can't blame it
okay.
on anything else or anybody
Right.
else but God.
Right.
Because I felt that based on the fact that I prayed with him,
Right.
I felt that I needed to follow up
Right.
with him. And I took his number. And when I got up Sunday morning, he was really on my heart and my mind.
Okay.
So I called him at 6:30 and he told me he was at Mount Hope. So I said, okay, that is serious.
Okay.
And then he proceeded to tell me, Liz, I'm in pain, I'm in real pain. And they ain't give me nothing for the pain. And I say, okay, just relax. Let's pray. I'm taking your name to my church and we will pray for you as a congregation. And I prayed with him at 6:30 and I did not contact him during the day after that until he contacted me 9:30 the night.
And you contacted her to tell her what?
Doctors and I was confused
In what way, sir?
because the doctor who come and see me, no, well, I don't know if this TV worthy, but he was cleaning blood off of her,
Right.
right? And when he come back now, he couldn't find the blood.
It's not TV worthy.
Yeah.
You just made it TV worthy.
Yeah. He couldn't find the blood, right? But he was wiping out. He's saying, well, I know you're feeling weird. I said, well, he's a man, I must feel weird. You understand? Right? But then now he's watching the x-rays now. He said, but wait. They say, hi, where you coming here for? I said, well, they say I have 2 broken foot and a hip. And my fluids in my kidney. He said, fluids in your kidney. So he go and he called his superior and them come over the bed, around the bed and thing, and I watch him and the thing and they check him. But then they went back and then they come back, and then they went back and they come back. And when they come back now, well, he turned around and he said, well, boy, we can't find nothing wrong with you more than a little mark on my foot here. A little mark. A little bruise on my foot. Swelling around my knees and my ankle. I give me some painkillers and he tell me, well, 7 days. And send me home.
So what became of the broken foot and the fractured hip and the kidney and the fluid in there?
Well, the boss proved his point. Right, so no more God, no hips God, no.
Because you started the day with talking and arguing and challenging the boss.
Yeah, the boss. Yeah, so I proved to myself now, God, the God I serve is not Him's God like the rest of
Tell me
God.
something. You were experiencing pain in your foot at the time. And pain in your hip as well?
Yeah, couldn't move. The slightest move I make it was like if something,
Right.
Yeah.
So you no longer was feeling that pain?
No, I wasn't. I tell you after the Nigerian. Yeah, and then when I feel the pull, the straightening out in the ambulance, like when I start back feeling pain, when I reach in the hospital and I was talking to Liz on the phone, I did feeling pain.
Right.
But when I went for the CT scan after, and I come back, I didn't have no pain. I just went in a deep sleep, and that was that.
Wow.
And when I wake back up,
So the person or persons who interfering with your foot, nobody testified to doing that?
no, there was only me, Nick, and the driver in the ambulance. In the hospital, when I was asking for the Nigerian man, the nurses and doctors and them was laughing at me because they want to know what Nigerian man I talking about. I know Nigerian wasn't in the hospital that night. Right, so I asked Shackle, I said, Shackle, what is Nigerian man? She said, what Nigerian man? It's only me, you, and the doctors, and I'm here. I said, no, it had a Nigerian man in here. So them turn around and say, the only Nigerian it have is a woman, and she,
She's not a transgender.
Right.
And it's an imagination.
Yeah, and she wasn't there at the time. So now I had a pat down now because I feel like I was going mad. But at the end of the day, I know I see a Nigerian doctor there, and the man come from my head, then he went to my foot. And I see 2 places he only went, my head to
So
my foot.
if he shows up now, you know exactly.
If I see the person,
you have an image of the person.
The person, yeah.
But there's no such person in the hospital.
In the hospital.
Up to this day. Up till now.
I went back and nobody was in there like that. And I just was like, like, normally when people hear you talking about this thing, it's watching like you're mad or that they do something wrong. Because even last night I was talking to my co-workers, right? I went down in Trinity City and I was talking to Jonah and he's saying, boy, you might be, you get in an accident, you're always so dramatizing. You know that you probably think you're seeing, I said, well, boy, you could be right and thinking, but I know how I was feeling.
Right.
And up to now, I know. I telling you, I just feeling different. I feeling like, just imagine you go to an accident, you will study how you're paying for the bike and how you're paying for the car because you know they will come over.
Right.
I'm not even studying that. I'm not even feeling that because something different going on with me and I can't explain it.
Right.
You understand?
Praise the
But
Lord.
I know in all of this, it are people who going on outside in that world. They probably don't have food, they probably don't have a job. And I have a job.
Right.
And at the point in time I was studying, look at the dead end job I have. I have a daughter who think I do love her because of mistakes I make.
Right.
I could only take responsibility for my action.
Right.
But I want my children to know I love them, especially my daughter Aliyah. You understand? You see, sometime in life you have to understand. Life, like a wise woman tell me, life is like a river, I go forward. You can't be holding on to the past. And my grandmother used to say life is like a relay. It's where you pass on. So she passed on church to me.
Have mercy.
But I never understand what she was trying to tell me.
Right.
But what I take from her is that little old lady had sugar, asthma, every sickness known to man, and rain falling, and she will go in, she put she 2 hands on she hips, and she how we dragging me, and she saying by the stripes she healed, and she going and she'll be in church, and everybody in Korea Pentecostal church know where my grandmother was, the way she went down. Right, because she was Sister Imelda. Till I grew up from Pastor Duncan to Pastor Charles. And before Pastor Charles died, I went and I talked certain things with him. And he said, you don't need that. You just need to have the faith. And he was just enforcing what my grandmother didn't already tell me. But you know you're young and you're just rebellious. And I was only studying, I go to church and how people used to be reacting. People reacting like the car, the clothes on their back is everything. The house, the car. You understand? And here it is, I'm on my trend doing a dead end job. And I'm happy. I say happiest man I like. Right? And I get an invitation out to do so. Well, Marshall and I not none me. I tell you. You understand? Because,
Go ahead.
yeah, because when he singing soca, I was actually balancing with the Lord himself.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Right.
And for you to take me from where I come from to where I is now, I have a better idea what I want to be or do in the future. You understand?
2 things come to mind as you speak. One, your grandmother passed on the baton to you. Now you have to pass it on to your children, and those that you meet at times. And then you speak of the fact that your co-workers have difficulty understanding the drama that you've been through, and they dismiss it as maybe some mental state that you were in. Perhaps God is using them to tell you where you were when you were questioning him
at the point in time.
You say all this drama, Lord, why you make man for this? So God is actually bringing you into contact with yourself.
Well, actually, God bring the gangster to me, yes. Show me names, God. you know, everybody about all of this and all of that.
Right.
But then God ain't gonna tell you, go pray and fast for 40 days and 40 nights, strap a bomb to yourself, go in a marketplace and kill yourself. So that's not religion I want to be a part of. You understand? But my grandmother showed me that a God you can't see.
Right.
You can make yourself seen when he wants you to see.
Beautiful.
You can make anything happen when you want him to, when he wants it to happen. And you just had to trust in him and everything could go.
Especially when you're questioning him. He's going to make things happen. Liz, we have a few seconds. What would you want to tell the listening audience in terms of your experience with God and with Nicholas? What would you want them to learn?
Well, firstly, get to know God.
Right.
And if you really desire God, just ask him to reveal himself unto you, and he will. As don't challenge God. If you have to, go ahead. Challenge him, because he's not. Right. He's not, right? Because Nicholas did challenge him based on what he told me.
Right.
And God showed up and he showed off.
Right.
And I really love when he does things like that. And even in my life, he has been so God. You know, we tend to limit God and his uniqueness. So just give your all.
Sure.
Give your all. Like I said it on radio recently. Stop asking God to do things and then taking it back. If you ask God to do it, allow him to do it, because it means that you don't trust and you don't believe. So just give your all to God and allow him to take full control of your life and watch him work on your behalf.
Nicholas, what is your take-home message? And what you want somebody who perhaps has been through a similar experience but has not turned his heart over to Jesus the way you have? What would you want them to learn?
To learn the same lessons I learned. Have respect for the Almighty.
Right.
You understand? Because if he say go in and do something bet your bottom dollar you're going to do it.
Go and do it.
You understand?
Do it.
So like Granny used to say, trust in God, and He will take you all the way.
Amen. Don't just go to church, go to Jesus.
Yes, yeah.
Well, Nicholas, thank you for joining us today. And thank you, Liz, for sharing your bit of the experience as well, because I think it helped to solidify how powerful and how awesome God has been and continues to be, not just in the world, not just in Trinidad, but He wants to be awesome in your life. Just give Him a chance and watch Him work, because He's able to do exceeding abundantly above all you can ask or think, according to the power that works in you. But you don't have to take my word for it. Just try Him for yourself 24/7, and you will see how awesome JC is. See you next time.
Thank you for viewing JC 24/7. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and remember to inspire your living as you prepare for heaven. You can get it all on JC 24/7.